Hi, nice to see you guys again. It's Lee with Eel Chief Sports, Week 11 NFL. For those of you who are looking forward to my video last week, Week 10, unfortunately, I was unable to tape. I was able to do much last week. I had a family emergency, so I could not record last week, nor pick, but I would have kicked some butt. Take my word for it. Anywho, week 11's upon us here. Please do follow my channel, subscribe. I need some subscribers. Hook me up, please. My little channel. And I got rid of the partition and I got a cool little canvas right here. So I'm trying, everybody, I'm trying to make it a little more lively and getting used to this whole thing, okay? So we are on week 11 NFL. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Tomorrow night's game, I tape these on Wednesdays, and the current lines I use is with DraftKings Sportsbooks. These are the current lines. I'm obviously do these with spreads. So, all right, we got the 6-3 Titans at the Packers. Packers are 4-6. Packers are coming off a feel-good victory. They had an overtime win against the Cowboys this past weekend, which is that was nice that they were able to score enough points finally. The Titans, they've been winning games. They beat the Broncos. Broncos have one of the best defenses, one of the worst offenses. Something's got to give. Titans held serve at home last week. There's a lot of games this week that actually have a hook on it. This is one of them. So right now the line's 3.5. The Titans can score. If the Packers play the old way that they used to, they would cover this game. I'm gonna play it safe and take the points on this. Give me the Tennessee Titans plus 3.5 with King Henry to lead off Thursday night. Let's go for Sunday's games, morning games. We got the 3-7 Chicago Bears coming off an upset loss at home, a division game against the Lions. It could have went either way. At the Falcons. Falcons are 4-6. Falcons are coming off a bad game against the Panthers. They had a great game between the two of them a few weeks back. I went the Falcons' way, but hey, it's a division game, and sometimes teams split. That's what happened. I think a lot of people are going to be going on the Falcons on this one. I'm not. I'm going to take the points. And I see Justin Fields rebounds. I think he wants to finish the second half of the year in the plus column, meaning win more than lose. Obviously, they're not going to be in the playoffs or anything like that, but they're just showing, he doesn't want to be replaced next year, and he's been actually looking a little bit more lively now as we go on in the season. So give me the Bears. It's actually the same line as the other game, 3.5. So I'm going to take the hook on this one too. Chicago Bears plus 3.5. So taking the points on two in a row. I'm actually going to be taking the points quite a bit this week. So, but not on every game. So follow me here, right? All right, 3-7 Panthers. Panthers are coming off a nice feel-good win against the Falcons, who we just discussed, division game. That was on Thursday night before, so they have about 10 days before this game. Tough game for them. They're playing the Ravens on the road, and then the Ravens are 6-3. The Ravens tend not to cover a whole lot. I've picked them quite a bit this year. They don't always cover. They are winning, but it's a large spread on this one. I think it's the largest of the week, and it's 13 points. I want to take the points on this one, but I think this one, the Ravens might blow them out. It might blow them out right away. Second half for sure. I'm going to lay the points on this one. You don't see me do that a whole lot, but I'm going to do it right here. Minus 13 is the current line. Give me the Ravens minus 13 points. All right, we got the 3-6 Browns. Browns are coming off a dud at Miami. A lot of people were on the Browns last week. I'm not sure why. I would have definitely taken the Dolphins at home, laying the points. At the Buffalo Bills, 6-3. Bills, they had the thriller against Minnesota last week. Probably one of the best games you'll see this year. It's nice to see games like that. And if anybody follows UFC that's out there, that Alex Pereira fight or against Izzy, it kind of reminded me of that. It was up and back and up and back, and then boom, just right at the end. That was nice to see. Look, the Buffalo Bills are going to be very pissed off in this game. That was a game that they should have won. They didn't. They gave it up late. And and I'm gonna lay the points on this one. It's at Bills. The Browns. This is their second game on the road. So they're just in Florida last week. Now they have to go to Buffalo. It's a lot of traveling. Back to back road games for the Browns, and the Browns are much better at home than they are on the road. Give me the Buffalo Bills minus the 8 points. All right, and those of you just joining me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at Yield Chief, and my channel's primarily NFL, and then when NFL ends, it could be mostly UFC stuff. So I do a little bit of both right now. So, but again, I couldn't do anything last week, so that's why you will see a little gap in some of the games there. So, all right, we got 5-5 Washington Commanders coming off the game of their life, upsetting their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, at the Houston Texans. Houston Texans have only won one game this year, but it feels like they've been in a lot of games. But they just can't find a way to win. But their defense keeps them in most games. This line right here is another game of 3.5. That's like there's a bunch of games at that's the line this week. Very interesting. I'm gonna take the points at home. Give me the Texans plus the 3.5. I think the Commanders are going to have a little bit of a letdown game this week. You know, they're probably celebrating all week, beating the undefeated team. And Juan Rivera, I believe he lost his mother. I believe, is that right? I think so. So there's a lot of emotion in that game, but sometimes you got to fade the emotion. Sometimes you got to go the other way. So just by gut, I'm just going to take the Texans. I'm going to take the points at home. Plus 3.5, Houston Texans. Moving on. Speaking of the Eagles, the next game is still in the morning here. 8-1 Eagles. You got a one. No more undefeated team. At the Indianapolis Colts, 4-5-1. The Colts with Jeff Saturday. Man, he won his first game and just walked on the field. That's how bad the Raiders are. This line is 7 points. I thought it'd be a little bit more, actually. I thought it'd be like 8.5 with the Eagles. A lot of people are going to be taking the Eagles on this one in this spot, and I understand, but I'm not. I'm going to go the other way. I think they'll. You know what? The safest thing to do here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a half a point. I'm going to take the Colts, buy a half a point, up to 7.5. So if the Eagles win by an even touchdown, you win. So I'm going to go buy a half a point, take the Colts. And there's another game later today. I'm going to buy a half a point because I'm tired of pushing. Right? Sometimes these games they come down to, and that half a point will make the difference. I'm not saying the Colts are a good team, but I think they're a better team than they were this past year. Plus Jeff Saturday, there's something there. They really like him. The Eagles are the better team, but the Eagles may have a letdown game. I think people are going to be betting them first half, all this stuff. They may come out a little bit slow out of the gate. I don't know. I'm going to take the points. Plus it's at the Colts. Colts plus 7 is going to be my pick for this game. All right, moving on. AFC East matchup. They just played each other a few weeks ago. 6-3 New York Jets at the Patriots 5-4. The Jets, I believe, are coming off a bye, and they are. And the Patriots looks like they're both coming off a bye. Is that correct? Yes, it is. They're both coming off a bye. So Belichick off a bye is going to be tough. I did take the Patriots in this game a couple weeks back when everybody was on the Jets. I'm going to flip-flop this week. I'm going to go the other way. This is another line, 3.5. That seems to be the number this week. 3.5. Give me the Jets. I think this is going to be a 3-point game. The Jets need this game badly if they want to try to compete for... Look, the Bills should be winning the division, but believe it or not, the Jets and the Bills, they have the same record. And the Jets actually beat them. So that's crazy to say. But the Jets do have a chance to win this division. The Jets need to win this game. They cannot lose this game. But give me the hook, 3.5 points. That's what we're going to do here. Give me the Jets plus 3.5. Okay? I know Bill Belichick typically has their number, but sometimes you got to fade stats. Everybody's into stats and this and that, but sometimes these games just go different ways. Moving on, 3-6 Rams, probably one of the most disappointing teams this year. They just look awful, and their injuries are not helping them. At the Saints, 3-7. The Saints are a weird team. They show up in spots they're not supposed to. This is a game that I don't think very many people are going to be watching. You got 6 wins combined with both teams. Saints are coming off a loss. They're at the Steelers. That they only scored 10 points, and then the Rams got blown out at home against the Cardinals in a division game. Matt Stafford did not play. Cooper Kupp is out. I don't know how the Rams are going to score any points, and that they were having a hard time scoring points, and that was with Cooper Kupp and some of these guys. So I don't like this game. I'm going to take the Saints minus the 3 points. All right, moving on. We got the Detroit Lions, 3-6. This is probably the most interesting line out of all the games this week. Lions are 3-6. Lions are coming off a feel-good win against the Bears. I like the Lions. I like Swift. I like Dan Campbell. They had a slow start this year. They seem to be picking it up the second half of the season though a little bit. At the Giants, 7-2. Now the Giants are coming off a victory against the Texans, but the Texans were giving them a game. And then the Lions, they went into Chicago and beat them. Now this is the second game on the road in a row for Detroit. This game is only 3 points. Very interesting. They want you to take the Giants. Every now and again, I see these little trap games. This is what we're going to do. I always do a best play and a second best play. This is my second best play this week. Okay? It's just a hunch. But I'm going to buy a half a point on this game. Give me the Lions. This line is 3. I'm going to buy a half a point. So if a field goal beats me at the end, I'm going to win and not push. Give me Detroit Lions plus 3, buying a half a point. So 3.5. Second best play of the week. Moving on. This is actually going to be our best play this week. We have the Dallas Cowboys 6-3 at Minnesota Vikings 8-1. Vikings are coming off that thriller win at Buffalo. They have every reason to be excited. Cowboys need this game a little more though. They're 6-3, and then the Cowboys are coming off a loss. That's right, against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Cowboys need this game a little more than the Vikings. And that also explains why they're actually favored by 1.5. This is going to be my best play this week. Cowboys have burnt me a lot in the past, burnt a lot of people in the past. So I don't typically play them. I usually pick against them. And that has been working. Not this week. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to lay the 1.5 on the road at Minnesota. It's probably going to be the best game of the week. Everybody should watch. Cowboys will be my best play this week. Minus 1.5. All right, moving on. This is going to be a really crappy game. You got the Las Vegas Raiders 2-7 at the Broncos 3-6. AFC West matchup, but it's the two bottom feeders going at it. I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and the Chiefs and Chargers are the top of their division, and we'll be discussing them in a minute. Look, the Raiders, they couldn't have started off any worse, and it's just getting worse before it's getting better. They have been competitive in certain games. I played Kansas City a few weeks ago. They should have beat them. They gave up a big lead. Even last week, they lost by 5 points. I think they were favored by 6. The Broncos are just the offense just can't seem to get things going. Actually, probably because I would have taken the Broncos in the points last week, and I don't think they were not 7-point underdogs last week against Tennessee. So I probably would have lost that game. I'm simply taking the points just because I don't want to lay any point. I don't trust the Broncos laying any points. I know they're at home. I know it's Russell Wilson, which isn't saying much this time around. But the Raiders need this one. It's an ugly game. I'm simply taking the points. Give me the Raiders plus the 3. The Raiders did beat them at home in Vegas in October. I remember I had some friends that were at that game. So give me the Raiders plus the 3. A lot of people are going to go on the Broncos on this one. I'm just going the other way. But do not love the game. 5-4 Bengals at the Steelers. Another division game. Steelers are 3-6. Steelers are coming off a win against the Saints, and then the Bengals are they coming off a bye? I think they are. The Bengals are coming off a bye. Okay, so they're going to be nice and fresh. Bengals are only -4 at the Steelers, and then the Bengals lost this. Bengals need to win this game because the Steelers beat them week 1. I think that's what happened there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the Bengals, and it's -4. We're gonna lay the 4 points. I feel pretty comfortable that the Bengals are gonna win by more than 4 points. They'll probably win this game by 7 or more. Steelers do not score a lot of points. I know they beat the Saints, but it's not saying much. Cincinnati Bengals -4 points. All right, my Kansas City Chiefs. I wish I could go to this game, but I got a child at home, so I'm gonna be on daddy duty. So I'll be watching from home. It'll be a lot of fun. 7-2 Chiefs. Chiefs, they just keep finding a way to win. At the Chargers, 5-4. Chargers are very banged up. Um, they're the last time they played, the Chargers actually covered, and I think I did take the Chargers in the points. And these games are typically close. I'm going to take Kansas City in this spot. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. They cannot afford to lose this game to the Chargers in case the Chargers do get hot the second half of the season. Andy Reid knows that. Give me the Chiefs minus the 5.5, which is not a lot of points actually for Patrick Mahomes to cover. But I just don't trust the Chargers. The Chargers have been a letdown game. They've been not covering. I've been taking the Chargers quite a bit this year, and they've been not covering, and they have not been winning. Give me Kansas City. Kansas City is a better team. It's a division game, and that's where we're going to go with that one, okay? I don't always take the Chiefs. If you're watching my previous video, even though I'm a Chiefs fan, but sometimes I will take the points. But not this week. I think the Chiefs will handle them. All right, Monday night's game, division game, 5-4 49ers. 49ers last week are coming off a win against the Chargers, which isn't saying much. The Chargers always find a way to lose. And at the Cardinals are coming off a feel-good win at the Rams, but both LA teams are kind of doing so-so this year. The Cardinals are a team, they don't play that well at home, but this is one of those spots where I'm getting a lot of points. Is Kyler Murray playing this week? I'm not sure. I'm going to take either way, it's Colt McCoy if it's the backup. I'm going to take the points on this one. A lot of people are going to take the Niners. But the way I play is if you give me a lot of points at home with a team that can score, and yes, they can score. Their defense is not good. But I'm going to take the Cardinals. I'm going to take the 8 points. So if they lose by 7 or less, we will cover. All right. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter. We're at Yield Chief. Please do subscribe and like my channel. These are my picks for Week 11. And best of luck to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.